To JC Sports Replays, where we play a lot of different baseball games. So I'm just messing around with the 1920 opening day. I've just set up Digital to Diamond because I'm curious as how it works with Strat when we don't have all the players carded. So I'm trying to do something different. Now hold on a second, I got to get my chat up in the background, which we still don't have a great remedy for, but what I might just do is just play the game and then score it after. But I want to try this first. Just to see. And honestly, I'm trying to answer a question for myself. The question is, have I gotten away from Strat because I really like Digital Diamond for scoring the games? So we're going to try playing Strat tonight and scoring it with Digital Diamond as we play. And we'll see how it goes. I'm going to do the best of both worlds for everybody. I'm going to do a score sheet. We're going to roll some dice, obviously. And we're going to check. Whoops, what the hell's that? What's going on, Bob? And we're going to check chat. Oh, my arm's just skinny, man. In between innings, pretty much. Just like I did playing payoff pitch, which really is plenty because innings go pretty quick when you think about it. I'm also going to drink a little Pinot Noir and listen to some crickets outside. It took me a couple hours to get set up for this. It's something I thought about at work all day. So I'm hoping you like it. I'd like to have a little bit more view of the score sheet. But I don't know how to do that without, maybe we try this. If we move it over, and we still have room for cards here. And I'm going to score pretty much down the line anyway. I don't think I'm going to, why is that crooked? Someday I'm going to get a straight setup, right? So someday we're going to get it straight. The light might be a little strong. All right, what do you think? Is that better or worse? I think that's worse. Wow, that light gets hot. If we turn that light off, will we get better contrast? We do actually get better contrast without the light. So figure that out. The light's just very bright on the white cards, interestingly. Yeah, that's a little bit better. So we're getting a pretty good setup here. We're trying out first game of the season for 1920. Because it was pretty easy. Hey, Ben. It was pretty easy to set up, honestly. Well, let me put some pictures in. How about that? So we've got Ehmke starting for the Tigers. And we've got Faber starting for the Chicago White Sox. So maybe I won't score it. Maybe I'll just... We're going way back to the archives, 1920. Yeah, a little bit. You know why, Ben? I wanted to try to play a few games of Strat in Digital Diamond, very honestly. And I wanted to see how it goes. If we can just get... I want some more light, but without the direct light. So what if I turn the thing away to help me, and then we'll lose the contrast on the cards? A little bit more. It's kind of weird. But it does help me see better without messing up the camera too much. I can't get anything straightened out. We want to move this way a little, right? Nope, too far. How's that? I think that's all right. It's not great. I'm not happy with it. Turn the light off again. You're still a Tiger fan even if you're 52 years old at this point. Well, hey, nothing wrong with that. All right, the non-straight lines are driving me a little crazy, but we're going to go with it. Yeah, I think it's because the laptop is over running everything here a little bit. All right. I can see, you can see, we can all see. Just want to full screen this just so I get a better look. It's legible, doesn't have to be caliper perfect. I know, I'm sorry. I'm being a little obsessive right now. I just want to make sure it's clear. And that's not too bad. It's a nice little tight setup. So we're going to go with it. I wish I had better lighting, I really do. I have one idea. And I don't even know if it's plugged in, but give me a sec. I do have a light behind me. So I have another idea now that I think about it. Is this on the bottom? There it is. Yeah. Let's see how that works. That's our overhead light, which we never turn on. Oh, that's so much better. Oh my god. Just in terms of illumination. Yeah, now we can see. Everybody can see. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. You don't have any sets older than 54, Dav. Hey, Dav. So, guys, I'm sorry. I'm kind of just futzing around with the setup here. And it's one of the nice things about the advanced, actually. The basic on the white, they kind of disappear. So, is it better if I do it like this? I have a feeling it is. It's better contrast, right? You can actually see the cards better. They don't vanish. Alright, so here's my thing. I love Strat. I've been struggling with, well, not struggling, I've just been jumping back and forth. And one of the reasons I've been adhering to Payoff Pitch lately is because they have all the players. But I love Strat. I have a ton, and I mean a ton, like basically every Strat season ever printed, going back to, not the originals, but going back to pretty much 61. You're liking Payoff Pitch right now, too? Yeah, me too, man. Me too. You didn't notice much of a difference. All right, well. Try one more time. Just want to see. So what I want to do is I want to play a little Strat. I've set this season up in Digital Diamond. And the reason I've done that, the oldest senior own end are playing are 1940. So I just got another, I have a bunch of Payoff Pitch seasons already. I don't think it matters. I think I can see them fine. I think you guys can see them fine. So I think we're just going to go with it and stop screwing around. Right? Yeah. And we're gonna score straight down anyway, so I doubt we'll use 6 columns. That'll mean everybody gets 6 at bats. You're good. You have way too many sets, Dad. Me too, man. Alright, guys. So I just want to see if I enjoy Strat more again if I score the games in Digital Diamond. I'm not going to score this live in Digital Diamond. I'll score it after, but then I'm going to play a few tomorrow on my own time and just see how I like it. I've eliminated all the players Strat didn't card, which took a couple hours. Even in 1920, where there aren't that many. There are a lot of guys with 1 and 2 at bats, 1 and 2 games pitched, that kind of thing. But I'm sure I'm overthinking stuff. But just for the sake of seeing if I can get some use out of my Strat sets while really enjoying the stat tracking in Digital to Diamond. So, and frankly, you know, they don't have every season in Payoff Pitch, and I'd like to use some of my Strat seasons that aren't carded in Payoff Pitch. So I know they have 21 in Payoff Pitch. Thought about it. It'd be kind of cool to contrast the 2 seasons, but. Umpires for 1920, they used the 2-man system. Yeah, right. I think there was a guy out at second and a guy behind. Do I always play Strat Basic? No, I've played Super Advanced and Advanced. If I want a more complex game, I'm going to something different generally. I love Strat Super Advanced when I'm playing heads up with somebody. But when I just want a quick, simple game, I think Strat Basic is I think I've said it before, it's a more accurate game. Anyway. Listen, guys, we've got a game here. Opening day, first game in 1920. What the hell? Why not have 19 replays going at once? I've got the Detroit Tigers. Here's their lineup. At shortstop, Donnie Bush. At right field, I don't know this guy's first name, so let's check. Ira Flagstead. Batting third, Bobby Veach, and playing left. Playing center field and batting cleanup, it's Ty Cobb. If you're wondering how these lineups are set, Digital Diamond set them. Playing first base and batting fifth, Harry Heilman. Playing second base and batting sixth, it's Ralph Young. Playing catcher and batting seventh is Eddie Ainsmith. Oops. Cards are getting away from me. Playing third base and batting eighth for Detroit is Babe Pinelli, and batting ninth would be the pitcher, Howard Ehmke. Red Faber is the starter for the White Sox. He is 23-13, a 2.99 and 39 starts in 1920. Yeah, 1920, the year after the Black Sox scandal. And that'll come to fruition at the end of this replay, except it won't, because we're going to play it without worrying about it. If we ever get the hell out of that, get that far. So interestingly, Ben, actually, I don't know if it has the as played lineups for this season. This is one of the few seasons in the 20s or pre-27 they have carded. I think they go all the way back to 27. Dab, this is very, very much still a dead ball era season. This is Ruth's first real record-breaking year. That's not entirely true. I think he hit 29 homers in 1919, and then he really ramped things up in 1920 and hit 54. But one of the reasons this season intrigues me is you've got some really good Hall of Famers from the original class. Guys like Hornsby, Cobb, Ruth, obviously, Mathewson, Walter Johnson. And the other intriguing thing is Ruth hit 54 homers, and the Yankees finished third. 8 teams, 369 homers in the AL altogether. Yeah, I think we have to call that dead ball, right? So what's that? About an average of 40 homers a team? Something like that. So anyway, here we go. Faber is on the mound. Bush is in. Thanks for bearing with me as I explain why the hell I'm doing this. What the hell? We're just playing baseball, having fun. Don't overthink it, right? And here's Donnie Bush, the shortstop. How about a 2-7 for Bush? And that's a base hit for Donnie up the middle. Takes a 1-0 pitch right back up the middle. He's a B stealer. We'll hold him. The catcher, who happens to lead off for Chicago, is Schalk. He's a 1. So by definition, that makes Bush a 1-9 to steal. So you don't think we're going to steal with him. Flagstead's coming up, and we're going to try to play a little dead ball era baseball. Apparently, Alexa thought I was talking to her.
The hell was it?
She thought we asked her a question.
Oh.
So Ira Flagstead, who is a 235 hitter, I assume they batted him second because. Or Digital Diamond batted him second because they think we're going to bunt. I mean, we are. So we're going to lay down a basic sacrifice. The pitch from Faber. Flagstead squares around the bunt. That's not going to be good. He pops it up. Over the field it is the first baseman Collins, and that is out number 1 on the P3. A busted bunt by Flagstead. Could have hit and run there too, but with a 1-9 chance, I don't like it. So here's Bobby Veach. Alexis, shut up. Pretty much. So Veach, a 307 hitter with pretty good power, 39 doubles, 15 triples, 11 homers, and 113 runs batted in. So no problem with him batting third. Bush on first, being held. 1 out. It's 4-8. I forgot how to play Strat for a minute. I was looking for something else. So fly ball out to center. Felsch is there, and that's the second out. So there's 2 down, and here comes Tiberius Cobb. I don't know if that's his real name, but it sounds good. 334. Only 428 at bats. Cobb must have had some injury time in 1920. But a 416 on base. And not as many steals as you would think. Only 14 steals and 10 caught for Ty. So 1 out, Bush, 2 outs, pardon me, Bush on first. And here's the pitch from Faber. How about a 6-10? Pops it up on the infield. Over is the shortstop. Who the hell's playing shortstop? I have no idea. Hold on a second. I got 2 third basemen in here. I did something wrong. The shortstop ought to be McMullen, so let's just make that adjustment. It'll be a shortstop 3, and McMullen makes the catch. That's what happens when you're doing a weird setup. So Cobb pops out, and that's the end of the first. Nothing doing for the Tigers in the first. And it's going to be Ehmke on the mound for Detroit. I don't even write the names of the teams in here. Hold on. Professional streaming at its best. And these are your scandalous White Sox. And your defending American League champions. They didn't win the World Series. Their lineup looks like this. At catcher and leading off. You never hear that again. Ray Schalk. Shano Collins plays first and bats second. It is Eddie Collins playing second base and batting third. Shoeless Joe Jackson's left fielder batting cleanup. Happy Felsch plays center and bats fifth. Buck Weaver, the third baseman, bats sixth. Nemo Liebold plays right field and bats seventh. And Fred McMullen will play shortstop and bat eighth. The pitcher, Red Faber, will bat ninth. And on the mound for Detroit is Howard Ehmke. Pardon me, I'm going to flip back to the stream again. Sports Time Machine, this is a fun set. This is better than an Abbott and Costello skit. Yeah, we're doing well. Doing well. Good to see you, STM. It's a terrible nickname. Let's go Scully Sports Time Machine. It takes just as long to say. I'm a little tired already. It's late for me, guys, but we're here. We're streaming. We're having fun. Screw it. And so Schalk is going to lead off against Ehmke. Ehmke was 15-8 in real life, a 3.29 ERA and 33 starts. So let's see how he does against Ray Schalk, the leadoff catcher. 2-2. That's a line drive. Going to be right at Donnie Bush for the first out. Schalk is retired. We should get things going a little more smoothly now that I stopped explaining everything for the 19th time. Here's Shano Collins, the first baseman. 6-10. Pops him up on the infield. Once again, it's Bush. And there's two down. Who's on first? I don't know, but Eddie Collins is up to bat. Two outs here. Here's Eddie. That's a 6-8. A base on balls for Collins. Eddie's a B. That's a 1-13. Ainsmith will hold him. That makes him a 1-10, so he won't stray too far. And here's Joe Jackson. Definitely an error where he had to manufacture their runs with timely hitting, good bunting, and speed on the base paths. Oh, and avoid walks, they can kill you. There's a lot of walks in this set when you get to the worst pitchers, right? So Collins on first here, Shoeless Joe. Ehmke deals. That is a 1-10. And a base hit for Jackson. Collins around second. He's a 1-17, 1-19. They'll give him third and hold Jackson to a single. Jackson's a D stealer, go figure. It's because he's not wearing any shoes, guys. That makes sense. Hey, Jeff. How you doing? Nice to see you. I wanted to tune into your 6 o'clock, and I forgot about it, man. I was setting up this replay just to try something new in Digital Diamond, and here we are, playing Strat Basic. So we got first and third. Collins on third. Shoeless Joe Jackson on first, and here's Happy Felsch, a 338 hitter, his first at bat of 1920. Two outs. It is a 5-9. Ground ball down to shortstop. That's our first X chance. We got a 20. Well, hell. And Bush is a 3. So 20 on a 3 is, of course, the famous roll again. How about a 17? Out with no runners on base. So he'll go the short way. Actually, technically, fielder's choice there. And Jackson is retired on the 6-4. Bush too young. And that's the end of the first. No score either team. 2 left for Chicago. And I forgot how to score baseball games. No Nikes, that's for sure. What are you wearing? Paper bags on your feet? What's the matter with you? That's all I could afford. Here's Harry Heilman. First baseman, 5. I definitely want to listen to Jeff's take on ID Jester and Sportsman Z's Stratomatic reviews this morning. I gave my own feedback on that in a dog walk this morning, if you're interested. And then it made me want to play Strat again, so go figure. 3-9, that's a ground ball to short. The shortstop, McMullen, is there, and Heilman's retired for the first out. I'll bring up second baseman Ralph Young. How about a 6-10? Pops it up on the infield again. McMullen's there, 2 down. These guys are cruising. Eddie Ainsmith is upside down, don't know why. He rights himself. Came out to the batter's box standing on his head. Ainsmith is ready with 2 outs. And Faber delivers. How about a 4-8? A lot of pitcher's cards so far. Fly ball out to center. Cobb is there. Sorry, no, he's not. He's on the same team. Felsch is there. And the side is retired. 1-2-3 for Faber. Just going to put those guys there. We'll go to the bottom of the second, and Ehmke will face Weaver, Liebold, and McMullen. Flip those guys around for some unknown reason. So here's the White Sox third baseman Buck Weaver up to bat, a 331 hitter in real life. A lot of 300 hitters. 5-5. Strikes him out. Weaver's first of the game. Boy, I cannot call a game right now. Ehmke's first of the game. Weaver is down. One away. Here's Nemo Liebold, a 220 hitter. But a 5-8. Ground ball down to second. That's going to be an X chance for Young, who's a 2, a 6. Young has it and tosses to first to retire Liebold. That's 2. Yeah, there are much better scorecards. I just grabbed this one because it was in the box and made a few copies because I didn't feel like printing anything out. Here's McMullen, the shortstop, who's been busy in the field. 2 outs here, bottom of the second. That is a 4-4. Fly ball to center. That's going to be Cobb. He's at 3, oddly enough. And a 4 on an outfield 3. Cobb drops it. Cobb drops it. Apparently, Ty has not yet learned how to be the best center fielder in the game. Well, he moves to right, doesn't he? So McMullen is on to second base on the error by Cobb, and that'll bring up the awesome hitting pitcher, Red Faber, a hitting card 1 here. So Ehmke on the mound. Takes a look at McMullen. McMullen not going far. Got some jumpy dice here. How about a 3-6? Grounded down to short. Bush is there. Fires over to Heilman, and the side is retired. So 1 error, 1 left. No score. Got plenty of room over here now. I don't know what I'm doing. Making my life difficult by being way out of rhythm. So we'll head to the third, all tied at 0. Here's Babe Pinelli, third baseman for Detroit, making his first at-bat of the season. Hello, D. Scott Howard. Nice to see you. Wondering what the athletic shoes of 1920 were. Found out that Adidas was founded in Germany in 1924. Well, shoot. It must have been out of necessity. Manually scored games. You've actually constructed your own legal-size baseball score sheet. There's a pretty good legal one out there you can print, too. I really like doing loose leaf, to be honest with you. I've been using 2 sheets per game. I used to just flip them. I don't care that much anymore. I just want to be able to keep the game scored. That's why I like Digital Diamond so much, guys. I hate to say it, but that's why. So here's Pinelli, third base. 3-10, grounded, back to the pitcher. Faber has it, and over to first. 1 away. Regular line notebook paper. Yeah, I see that. And I like it. I love he must have a nice collection of notebooks. He does short projects, though, so I'd be annoyed that I couldn't fit a full project in a notebook. But I don't finish anything anyway these days, it seems. Well, here's Ehmke. He's a pitcher sitting 4 with 1 out and a 4-10. A lot of pitcher's cards. Grounder, third. That's going to be a test for Weaver, who's a 3 and a 14. He boots it. He boots it. So Ehmke will reach on the E5. And that'll bring up Donnie Bush. Well, I don't think we're going to hit and run with Ehmke on first. I don't know if there's any... oh, there are actually some running and stealing ratings. Let's just see if Ehmke and Faber are on the list. Ehmke's a 1-12, no extra stealing, and Faber is actually an E2 and a 1-12. So Faber's an E1-12 and Ehmke's a 1-12. So he can run, but he's not stealing. Here's Donnie Bush. It's interesting you can do your scoring strictly, literally not columned by inning. Yeah, I used to like to do, on loose leaf, I like to do it straight down, with just like I'm doing it here, and then I would do the stat line to the right, basically the box score. So it left me plenty of room. Does Digital Diamond work if you're not doing as played? Well, I just found out, Dav, that it does. That's actually what I spent 2 hours working on tonight. Let me get through this inning and I'll explain. So Ehmke's on first, and here's Donnie Bush. 5-7. Triple 1-6 single. That's a base hit for Bush. He does his job, his second hit of the day, and that's a 2 asteroid, as Mr. Guterman would say. Ehmke gets over to third. So first and third now. Bush will be held. Will he? Yeah, he will. And that brings up Flagstead, who's going to be looking for a fly ball, frankly, folks. How about a 2-4? It's a base on balls for Flagstead, so he lays off. And now it's bases loaded with one out. And Faber's in a little bit of trouble because you've got Bobby Veach coming up. Veach flew out to center his first time up. One out, bases full of Tigers. Here's the pitch from Faber to Veach. A 4-7. Grounded to second base X. Another X chance. It's Collins. He's a 1. That's a 7. This could be a double play. And it's going to be Collins to McMullen to the other Collins. A 4-6-3 inning-ending double play. And that's just what Faber ordered. So they leave 2. They threaten but can't score. Faber gets out of trouble. And Ehmke will come out and face the top of the order for the White Sox. It's going to be Schalk leading off. All right, so I said I was going to talk about it. Let me take a sip of this nice Pinot Noir. Pardon me, this is actually a Malbec tonight. Friday night is wine night, if you didn't know. We had pasta earlier, and wine goes great with it. You can set up your own lineup, select the option not to use as-played lineups and no transactions, and you can set up a computer profile to assign a lineup. So, Ben, that's exactly what I did. I followed the instructions in the video that you can find online about how to set it up with no transactions. So we're playing as carded as well as not as played. Basically, you delete all the transactions, you delete the as played lineups, you combine duplicate players. So players who are on 2 teams, you combine into a single player, which gives you basically a totals card available in Digital to Diamond, which is pretty cool. And then you have to assign that totals card to the team you want them on. I assign them to the team that Strat carded them on, which is generally the last team played. There was one exception. There was also a player who has a card in both leagues. I just opted to keep it simple. A single player in this set. Don't remember his name, but I just opted to keep it simple and put him on the team he last played for, which was where he had the most play time anyway. What else did I do? Then I went through each team and compared it to the Strat roster sheet, and I deleted all the players who weren't on the roster sheet just to avoid any confusion. Then I allowed the computer to set the lineups based on distributed usage, and they're going to try to shoot for 100%, but obviously they're going to go over. No penalties for overusage, but it's just going to make the computer try to use everybody appropriately. And I'm letting it set the lineups just to see how things go. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It took a little bit of work. It took me about two total hours to set up, but then it's the first time I've done it. One of the reasons I picked 1920 for the experiment is wasn't a lot of players to delete. With a modern season, deleting 30 players per team would be an onerous task, and figuring out which ones they were, the way the roster sheet works, no thank you. If I want to play a modern season, I'm probably going to grab a different game or not play with Digital Diamond, frankly. But yeah, it works, and we'll see how it goes. So here's Ray Schalk, leading off for Chicago. Bottom of the third, we have no score. Ehmke deals. It's a 5-11 ground ball, first base X. Heilman's a 5. And that's going to be down the line, and it's trouble into the corner. Schalk is around first. He's on his way to second, and he's in with a leadoff double. Takes a bit to learn how it works, but when you get it, it really does work well. And the manual's a bunch of videos, so really hands-on. Yeah, I just followed it step by step and paused it as I did each step. You just mostly want something to accumulate stats, then, yeah, I mean, if ball score, ball stat works. There's also a spreadsheet, Green Fox, I think, that a lot of people started using recently. It's a little more featureful than ball stat. And then there's always iScore. Honestly, I think the best option for scoring Strat games is probably the Strat PC game, if you don't mind spending the extra money. But probably the best free option is either setting up your own Excel sheets or using iScore. But I have Digital to Diamond and I love it, so I figured we'd just give it a try. For the work, I think it's going to work out. So Shane O'Collins is up. 303 hitter. He is 0 for 1 on the game and the season. The pitch from Ehmke. That's a 1-10. Double 1-5 single. That's a 2-base hit for Collins into the gap. Schalk's around third. He'll score easily, and it's 1-0 White Sox. as they start off the season defending their American League Championship. So nobody out, Collins on second. And here's the other Collins by the name of Eddie. He walked his first time up. Nobody's being held at second, by the way. Pretty much never. Ground ball first base B. That's going to be a 3 unassisted, and we're going to say Collins moves to third. I know Strat Basic doesn't say that, but come on, it makes sense. So Collins on third. They're going to play the infield in, and here's Joe Jackson. How about a 5-7? Triple 1 to 2 single. Doesn't matter what they do at the infield. Jackson lines a base hit, and that'll score Collins for the second run of the inning. So Shoeless Joe is on first with an RBI single with 1 out. 2-0 now, Chicago. And here's Happy Felsch. Jackson not being held. Ehmke trying to settle down here. I'm going to get bigger dice for Strat. They'll bounce less. 4-6, fly ball out toward right field. Flagstead makes his way over and makes the catch for the second out. So Ehmke needed that. Jackson retreats to first, and there's 2 away. I'll bring up Buck Weaver, the third baseman, struck out his first time up. How about a 3-5? Base hit for Weaver. Jackson was off and running with the pitch, and he'll make it to third without trouble. So first and third, Weaver will not be held with 2 outs. So he's a 1-13. Will they chance it? Not with Liebold coming up. Don't want to get thrown out. Only a 65% chance there. So he has a big lead, though, and that's a 6-3. Grounded back to the pitcher. X chance for Ehmke. He's a one fielder, and he grabs it. And we'll toss over to first to retire Liebold. But the White Sox score 2 in the third and have a 2-0 lead as we go to the fourth. By the way, I really appreciate you guys tuning in to hang out with me. A little later than I planned on streaming tonight, but here we are. So here's Cobb. He's 0 for 1. How about a 3-9? Base on balls for Ty. And he's a C. He will not be held. He only stole 14 bases in 2020. I mean, 1920. God knows how many he'd steal in 2020. Probably not too many. 2023, that'd be a different story. Now we need a Tiger comeback. They got some bats, man. Here's Heilman. He's a 309 hitter. Cobb is on first. I can't hit and run with a 309 guy. I'm sorry. 1-10. Line drive right at McMullen. Makes the play for the first out. Phoenix Knight. Zombie Ty Cobb, apparently? Yeah, he's an ageless wonder. How you doing, Phoenix Knight? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. And here's Ralph Young. 291 hitter in his own right with gap power. So Cobb's got a little bit of a lead. Oops, these dice are jumping on me. Let's go throw it in there. How about a 3-11? And that's trouble. Grounded down to second. Here's Eddie Collins. Over to McMullen. He makes the turn over to Shane Collins, a 4-6-3. Second inning in a row, they get the double play when they need it. So nothing doing, no one left. The Tigers still trail by 2 as we go to the bottom of the fourth. It's going to be Ehmke facing 8-9-1. McMullen, Faber, and Schalk. So here's McMullen. Fred reached on an error his first time up. Much time as you spend in the Cthulhu mythos, almost anything is possible in that world. I'm sure. I've played some Cthulhu tabletop in my time. 2-7. It's a base on balls for McMullen. So he's reached twice. Officially 0 for 1 on the scorebook, though. He's an E stealer, not going anywhere. And hey, guys, it's 1920 and the pitcher's up. Guess what we're doing? Sacrifice. Faber squares around to bunt. That's an 8. That should get the job done. Hit down, if memory serves, and it does, toward the first baseman Heilman. He'll field it, and he has only one play. Turns and tosses to Young covering second. We'll call that a sacrifice hit. 3-4. And McMullen moves to second. And here's Ray Schalk. Runner on second, 1 down. Ehmke. Schalk doubled and scored a run. He's 1 for 2. How about a 5-7? Triple 1 to 2 single. That's a base hit. And McMullen rounds third. He will score ahead of the throw. It's cut off. And it's 3-0 Chicago. Schalk with an RBI. And he'll be held. Makes him a 1-10. And Shane Collins coming up. Detroit's starting to get to Ehmke. They're running away a little early here in the fourth. Put a 2-3. Pops this one up on the infield. Pinelli is over by the line and makes the catch for the second out. And here's Eddie Collins. A 372 hitter, by the way, if I didn't mention that. Pretty damn good. Runner on first, 2 down. Eddie is 0 for 1 with a walk so far. How about a 4-2? Pops this one up on the infield. And Heilman has it to end the fourth. But the White Sox add another, and they lead 4 to nothing after 4. Watching baseball demos do a 1967 World Series game, and someone mentioned it'd be good if they did newer teams that the younger generation can relate to. Yeah, I agree. Would make sense. I think Baseball Express, that's the goal with Baseball Express, but it's I don't think they needed to take everything like errors and everything away. I mean, it's meant for a really young player, I guess, so they're keeping it as simple as possible. And I actually like Baseball Express, but I don't like that they went collectible card with it. I really don't. That's a money grab to me, and I don't like it. Otherwise, I'd be pretty excited about it. I like the concept. I don't know if there's rarity. If the cards aren't that rare, I don't know. But I just feel like they're feeding the secondary market there. They're probably going to make some good money at it, and it's just obviously not for me. So here's Ainsmith. Eddie is 0 for 1. And the Tigers will try to get something going. Faber's been solid so far. That's a 1-7. Strikes him out. First strikeout of the day for Faber. And here's Pinelli. Babe grounded out his first time up. A 1-4 pops it up on the infield. That's 2 away. Shortstop McMullen making his 19th catch of the day. And that's going to bring up Ehmke, who's a decent hitter. He reached on an error his first time up. 1-6. And there's the second strikeout for Faber. So through 5, he's faced 18 and has not given up any runs. The CCG aspect is a big part of the reason why you got away from Magic to begin with, and I don't like the idea of it in tabletop gaming. I agree. Although I've said for a long time, they tried this, right? There was an MLB Showdown game a while ago that I think still exists on the web in some form, and you can make your own cards, and it's kind of cool, but I much prefer the idea of, drafting a team versus praying for random cards. But they're following the MLB The Show model and Perfect Team from, what is the other one? Out of the Park Baseball and all that stuff. So I get it. Well, the C&D games produce modern sets. It's just, they wouldn't spend the time playing, and I think you need, the trouble we go through to score these damn games and keep the stats, that's going to keep everybody away who's grown up with a cell phone in their hand. It just is. So they're going to play the PC game if they're really interested. They're going to play the show, and as they get older, they might be interested in a more detailed sim, and that's when they're going to find stuff like Strat. But, if I could play with this card right now, right, and Strat had a digital score pad, they came out with a thing where I could score this game digitally on an iPad or a laptop. And I know you're going to say, I could do that with the PC game. I could do it with Digital Diamond. I know, but if there was some bells and whistles to it, if I could watch Joe Jackson stroke a single right now on the iPad after I keyed it in, things like that. It doesn't have to be crazy, but just a little bit of fanfare, a little bit of maybe history about Joe Jackson. Some of the stuff they do in the PC game with the trivia questions and stuff. I'm probably way off base, but for me, that would be awesome. Or even if I could score it by hand. And there was an app that I could scan my score sheet and it would just take it and make it an actual score sheet and input the stats for me. That's my ideal. Where I don't have to touch a computer. I just take a picture with my phone on this app that reads my score sheet, and boom, stats are done. I've got a box score. I've got everything. That's my ideal. I'm not a programmer. Somebody come up with that goddamn thing. Take my money now. That you can have my money for. Then I won't care what game I play. You can't imagine young people scoring by hand. I know. OCR would be tough with millions of chicken scratch tiles. I agree. I agree. That's the barrier to entry, right, Ben? They can't even sign their names anymore. They don't teach it anymore, right? Well, here we are. White Sox, bottom of the fourth. Jackson's up. He's 2 for 2. 6, 7. Single 1 to 11. That's not at 11. That's a 19. Line drive right at Heilman. And that's one away here in the fifth. Here's Felsch. Happy is 0 for 2. 27. That's a 2-7. Pops it up on the infield. Donnie Bush is there. That's 2 away. See how quick the innings can go? That's why I love Strat Basic right there. And here's Weaver. Weaver, by the way, 1 for 2, a single and a strikeout. How about a 2-9? Double 1 to 10. That's a 13. So that'll be a base hit for Weaver. Drives it through the left side, and he'll be held. 1 to 13 minus 3 is a 1 to 10. And Leibold's coming up. You know what? This is one of those spots. Leibold's a 220 hitter. He ain't doing much with Weaver on first. Weaver's going to try to steal, so he is being held. He's a 1 to 10. The pitch to Leibold is low, and Weaver is caught. A nice throw by Ainsmith and plenty of time to catch Weaver to end the inning. So he tried to get in scoring position. You can't blame him there. They have a lead, not risking much. I wish Digital Dynamo would produce a score sheet for you. Yeah, I'm not fond of the way they do that either. I love the program, but that's one thing I wish they could do better. There's a couple things they could really improve on. But right now, for me, it's the best piece of software out there for scoring games. So, well, here's Donnie Bush, the leadoff man. He's 2 for 2 for the Tigers, but nobody's helped him out and driven him in. How about a 1-8? Grounder to short. McMullen's been busy. He has this one. Fires to first, and Bush is finally retired. He's 2 for 3 now. That's the first out here in the sixth. Here's Ira Flagstead, 0 for 1 with a walk. You just don't hear names like Ira Flagstead anymore. Pops it up on the infield, this time over by third. Buck Weaver is there, and there's 2 away. Here's Bobby Veach. Veach looking for his first hit. 1-10. He doesn't have it this time. Grounded down to first. Collins is there. He flips to Faber, and the side is retired. Another 1-2-3 for Faber. That's the sixth. Tigers can't get anything going. Faber pitching very well. He had that one rocky inning that he got out of trouble, and he's been pumped since then. In fact, since the bases were loaded, he's not allowed to hit. He's only allowed to walk, 1 base runner. Well, here's the very busy shortstop McMullen. How about replay? I've never tried it. Never tried it. Can't speak to it. Looks pretty. I've seen other people do it. Hey, there's my hair. Spiky gray hair, man. I need to shave, by the way. My beard is out of control right now. But anyway, McMullen's, hey, according to my scorecard, Leibold's up. And the reason I did that, I always do that. I flip the card after a caught stealing and an inning. But that's why I check. So here's Leibold. He is 0 for 2. 2 ground balls. Ehmke delivers a 3-5 base on balls to lead the inning off for Nemo. He's a D. Stealing, that is. Not the D word. He might be a perfectly nice guy. I have no idea. Pretty sure he's dead. If he's not, he's really old. And here's Fred McMullen, a 197 hitter. Well, what the hell? It's time for a little hit and run action with a D stealer on first, guys. The beauty of Strat Basic 9, I think he's stealing. The batter swings and misses, and Leibold, let's make sure he's a D, is off to the races, if you can believe it. The throw down by Ainsmith just gets him. Nice throw. So Leibold's nailed, and McMullen gets back in the box. Got to get in the 1920 spirit a little bit. 2-9. Grounded down to third. It's a rock, but Pinelli still fields it. And McMullen is retired for the second out. That's going to bring up Faber. He's definitely not getting pinch hit for. Certainly not in the sixth, and certainly not when he's pitching a shutout. How about a 40-10? A 40-10? How about a 4-10? Ground ball third base. X, we've got a 10 on the die. The third, that's not the X chart, bro. Third baseman is Pinelli. He's a 2, and that is an E5. So the inning continues as Faber reaches. Now he's an E stealer. I don't think we're going with him. And here's Schalk with 2 outs. Ray is 2 for 3. A run scored and an RBI. 3-11. Single 1 to 13. A base hit for Schalk. Off the glove of Young. They're going to give him the hit as he legs it out. Young got his glove on it, slowed it down, but couldn't do anything with it when he picked it up. So, an error in an infield hit. It's first and second, 2 down. And here is Shano Collins. Shano's 1 for 3, a double, a run scored, and an RBI. Could really open this game up right now. It's a 1-7, a base hit. 1 run will score. Schalk will stop at second with 2 outs. An unearned run on that 2-out error. And now it is 4-0. It's first and second, and now Eddie Collins, a very dangerous hitter coming to bat. He's 0 for 2 with a walk so far, having a 3-8. Grounds this one down toward first. Heilman has it and beats Collins to the bag to retire the side. But another run comes in. No fault of Ehmke's. And it is 4-0 Detroit after 6. Catch up on Shadow a little bit here. No perfect card dice game or score sheet tracking program out there, or would all be playing using it. Absolutely. And variety is the spice of life, but I'm trying to keep my my replays to Strat, Payoff, Pitch, and maybe I'm really tempted to play 1954 in APA just because it's the first season I bought in APA. I have 54 and 85 in APA. I tried it, but the spotty nature of the seasons plus having to buy them separately and having problems with replay crashing made you shy away. Fair enough, Phoenix Knight. Guess there's just enough profit in this hobby for anyone to make a great system. I don't think some of these guys are making a profit. Or they're selling it pretty damn close to cost, and I think they're just doing it for the love of the game. There's so many damn games out there. Like, with 100 baseball games out there, there's got to be 5 dozen of them that aren't making it, more than $1 a month. But if they've got people who love their game and they're having fun, what the hell? Who cares? You're already on Strap, Payoff, and Inside Pitch. At this point, if you spend money for another game, it's going to be a totally new sport. Yeah, I understand that, Ben. If I ever had time for anything else, I have Glory Days boxing in my closet since Christmas. Still haven't tried it. Really excited when I got it. Still haven't tried it. Still fairly niche with a large population to help support it, and I think it always will be. In fact, the niche is going to continue to get smaller and smaller, right, Ben? 8 new games this year you've never tried before. This was my year of exploration too, guys. I mentioned in my live stream this morning that I'd only ever played Strat until last year. I think I'd played Apple once or twice before that. But tabletop, it was only Strat, and then having some time to recoup from a surgery made me, and exploring all these YouTube videos made me want to try all these different games. So I got like 5 or 6 games over Christmas, and went back to Payoff Pitch twice. First time I didn't get it at all. Second time I loved it. So, not good to give the team free outs when you're already behind. Season ticket. I like that too. I like that as well, Dav. I don't remember what bogged me down with that one. I really liked it when I first started playing it, and something irritated me enough, or at least maybe got in my way enough that I shied away from it pretty quickly. You only ever played Stratus Pro, is what you grew up on. That's cool. I've never played Status Pro. I actually bought a vintage season. Haven't tried it yet. It's the cards aren't they're still together. They're not broken up. So I don't know what I want to do with that one. It might just be a collector's item. Anyway, guys, top of the 7th. The Tigers trying to get something going with Ty Cobb leading off. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. Here's Red Faber. Really appreciate the conversation, go. 6-7, and Cobb has his first base hit of 1920. He's a C stealer. They will not hold him, if you can believe that. I don't hold anybody C or worse in basic, as a general rule. And here's Heilman. Harry is 0 for 2. Hasn't gotten it out of the infield yet. I believe it's 78 or 79. I think it's 79, Dav. 1-8. Single 1 to 3. Liner to third. It's going to be a line drive right at Weaver. He has it. Plucks it out of the air, and Cobb retreats quickly to first. He almost got fooled. And here's Young. Young is 0 for 2. 4-4. Fly ball to center. X chance. That's cocked. I have to re-roll that. It is not a 1. That was up in the corner. A 13 on the X chance for Felsch. And he has it. 2 away. Happy runs that one down. Nice play. And here's Ainsmith. 0 for 2 is Eddie. A 1-3 pops it up on the third base side. Weaver over into foul territory and makes the play to retire the side here in the 7th. We'll head for the 7th inning stretch. The White Sox comfortably ahead with a 4-0 lead. 4-0 in 1920, pretty big lead unless you're playing the Yanks. And the Yanks are nowhere near the best team. They're definitely all statistically in the ballpark. I had to stop watching videos about new games because they just make me want to play them, want to try other things, and I'm having enough trouble sticking to anything right now. Well, here's Jackson. He's 2 for 3. They finally got him out last time. Ehmke is ready. Joe waits. About a 3-7. Single 1 to 13. Another hit for Jackson. His 3rd hit of the day for Joe. And it doesn't matter if he doesn't wear shoes. He has a good bat. So Jackson's on first. No hold. Here's Felsch. Happy's 0 for 3. That's what happened to you. You went overboard this year. It's tough, man. It's a tough community out here. Everybody has their passions. That's a line drive. Snared by Pinelli. Nice play by I don't remember his first name. Pinelli. That's what they call him around here. Pinelli. And here's Weaver. It's Chicago. You know he's Pinelli. That sounds more Brooklyn. That's all I got. What can I tell you? Never been to Chicago. Weaver is 2 for 3. How about a 5? A grounder to second base. X chance for Young. I keep grabbing the damn ground ball chart. Young is a 2. That's a 15. And he boots it. Errors abroad. So on the E4, Weaver is on. Jackson the second. He'll stop there. Babe Pinelli, that's right. The other Babe. Got you to clean off your shelf in your closet, then crapping it have been there for years you never used. Using all that for your season card storage totes. Same, man. Same. Nothing in my closet but baseball, and I have a storage unit full of games. It's ridiculous. First and second. Here's Liebold. Nemo's 0 for 2 with a walk. These dice are jumping on me. A 1-6. Base hit for Liebold. I have to check Jackson's running rating here with 2 outs. I think he might be on his way. He's a 1 to 14 with 1 out, no bonus. They're waving Jackson home. Here's the throw. He's in there. So, what am I looking at? Jackson scores. Weaver over to third. Liebold with an RBI. And Ehmke's in trouble. What's his POW? Just curious. 9. Never mind. He's fine. He is not coming out. 33 starts, 268 innings pitched. Yeah. He comes out maybe after 8. Or if he just gets shelled. I mean, you know. So it is now 5-0. 1 out due to the error. And it's first and third. Here's Fred McMullen. McMullen is 0 for 2. A run and a walk. How about a 3-8? Pops this one up on the infield. There's Young. And McMullen's retired for the second out. So here's Faber. 0 for 2 with a sack hit today. No closers in that error, that's for sure. How about a 5-4? Grounded to short. 17 on the X chance for Bush. He's a 3. And he's going to have it. He will flip to second to retire Liebold. Faber technically on the fielder's choice, but he's out either way. So the White Sox add another run. It's 5-0 as we head to the 8th. Here's Red. Pitching a shutout thus far. Don't jinx him, Bobby, but Babe Pinelli coming up. The other Babe. It's 0 for 2 so far. A 1-10. Pops it up on the infield. Weaver again. Faber, nothing but pop-ups today, man. Ehmke's due to hit. That's an interesting spot. What would they do if you've given up 5 runs He's not hurt. He's kind of pissed off. What's he done at plate? He's struck out, and any other season I'm pinch hitting. Let's just see what the options are. I'm curious. Standage not great. Clyde Mannion, not a lot of at bats. Woodall sucks. Babe Ellison, another Babe. Very popular name apparently. Bob Jones has a 309 on base. That's got Sammy Hale. He's pretty good. And Chick Shorten's on the bench actually. You know what? In good faith, they got to try to win the game, guys. So it's going to be Shorten. That's going to be it for Ehmke. Cobb said, if you don't take him out, I'm quitting. So Ehmke will get back in his place in the rotation for the Tigers. And Chick Shorten will be the pinch hitter. That's going to be... Shorten, if you're wondering, a 288 batter and 364 at bats, a 339 on base, and they need guys on base bad right now. So Faber is ready to pitch to Shorten. 3-5. That's a base hit for Shorten. He does his job. And he's a D-stealer, no hold. And it's time for Bush. Not the beer, the Donnie. Donnie's 2 for 3. How about a 6-7? Base hit for Bush. They've got something going, first and second. No asterisks there, but they're not going to push it. They're playing a little station to station. Which might be uncharacteristic, but it's smart. And Ira Flagstead's due up. Ira would bunt a lot, but not with a 5-run deficit. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. How about a 2-6? Pops it up. Man, that's his good column too, but he pops this one up on the infield. Back behind the bag is Eddie Collins, and he makes the play for the second out. So first and second, and it's up to Veach to capitalize on the runner in scoring position. They need to get something going here. They're running out of chances. 2 outs in the top of the 8th. Faber delivers a 6-3, grounded back to the pitcher. He's a 4. That's an 11. That could be trouble. It is. He picks it and fires it down the right field line. That's going to be an error on Faber, and a run will finally score. An unearned run. Bush over to third. And a 2-base error on Faber as he tries to throw out Veach, who was really hustling down the line there. So that'll be second and third, 2 down, and now it's up to Cobb. Well, they're not going to put Cobb on because that would bring the tying run to the plate. And even though it's not a home run error, that seems like a terrible idea. Cobb is 1 for 2 with a walk. Worst he can do is single home a couple. They'll still have a 5-3 lead. But Faber has other ideas. Let's see how it goes. Just throwing that back in there. A 6-8. A base hit for Cobb. Another run will score. Veach around third. He's a 1-11. They hold him. They hold him. Cobb with a RBI single, and it's now 5-2. Just take a look at Faber's. He's a 9, so he's not fatigued, not even close. He'd have to be in the next inning. It's first and third with 2 down, and here's Heilman. Heilman's 0 for 3 today. A ground out to short, a pop out to short, and a pop out to third. He has not seen Faber well. Faber scuffs up the ball a bit. He thinks they're seeing this. Maybe the ball's being seen a little too well since the last one went into the crowd. Get some dirt on that thing, Red. Well, Heilman waits. The pitch from Faber with first and third, 2 down. We don't need the 20, but get in there anyway. It's a 5-6. Base on balls. Uh-oh. Cobb goes over to talk to Faber. No, he doesn't. He's not on the same team. Schalk comes out to talk to Faber. They have a little conference. The umpires had enough of that, and Schalk trots back. Faber with the bases loaded now, and here's Babe Young. Sorry, that's Ralph Young. They don't have that many Babes. Ralph Young to the plate. 291 batter. He's 0 for 3 today. The bases are full. Young is the tying run. Actually, Young's the go-ahead run. Pardon me. Tying run is Heilman on first. Faber with the pitch. 3-5. A walk. He walks him home. And it's 5-3. And now you've got to wonder. There's some arms up in the bullpen for Chicago. Here's Ainsmith. .231 hitter is Ehmke. Is it time? Is it time to see who else is going to come in? Well, Stanage isn't that good, but he's a good backup catcher. I think we have a decent hitter here in Sammy Hale is going to come in and pitch hit for Ehmke. So they're going for it this inning. Base is still loaded, and it'll be Sammy Hale coming in to pinch hit. Shorten came through in a pinch hitting role. Now it's Hale. Bases loaded. Tying run on second in Heilman. Go-ahead run on first is Young. And here's Hale, a .293 hitter and 116 at-bats. Terrible fielder. He's a 5 at third, center, and second. They do not want to have to keep him in the game, and they don't plan to. Unless things get really sideways. Faber ready. The pitch. It's a 1-7. Grounded down to third. Looks like a play for Weaver. He has it. Guns it across to Collins, and they're finally out of it. But 3 runs come in on an error. 2 hits and 2 walks. They get 3 in the 8th, and we've got a ball game, folks. Detroit finally gets on the board. And we're going to have some changes here. Well, Pinelli, Shorten is in there. He's going to come out. Yeah, Shorten and Stanage will come in his place. So who's out? Ehmke is out. Who we pitch hit for? Ehmke is out. These guys are both going to be out. Stanage, a catcher 3, comes in, and he'll bat 9th, which is actually the second batter in the 9th. And Hale will come out, and that'll be the pitcher spot. And let's see who the new pitcher. Well, we don't know yet. Do we have to make that decision yet? No, we don't. Or do we? Oh, yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. So the pitcher for Detroit will be. They don't have a lot of options. They don't have any options. Holy shit. They really don't take guys out ever. Well, we're going to try to keep it reasonable. Hogart. Oh my God. Nobody friggin' relieves ever. It's pretty much Frank Oakley. Just checking innings, yeah. Everybody else pitched less than 15 innings in relief, so it's going to be Oakley coming in for Ehmke. He's a 1. They really don't take guys out. Have to remember that going forward. Now you're saying there's a chance. You never know. You never know. That's why they play the games. Well, here's Schalk leading things off. He's got 3 hits today and 4 tries. Chicago would like to put up a little insurance, and 4-8. They're happy to have the starter out. There's the 4th hit of the day for Ray Schalk. He's done his job in the leadoff spot, hasn't he? And he's backed up by Shano Collins. Collins has 2 for 4 written all over him. Schalk doesn't steal, by the way, if you're wondering. Well, he's a B, so he's being held. Collins is ready. How about a 4-7? A single 1 to 19. An 18, that's a base hit. Off the glove of Pinelli at third. No throw, no throw. 3rd hit of the day for Collins. It's 1st and 2nd, and here's the other Collins. He's 0 for 3. He walked, and he did a 3, and a 3, and a 3. Were they all pop-ups? I think so. He's happy to see another pitcher. 6-8. Never mind, he pops out to first again. Can you believe it? 6-8, pop out to first. Not sure what Eddie drank last night, but it's hanging on him. He was celebrating the start of the season a little too hard. Likes getting away from the wife, he does. And here's Jackson. 1st and 2nd, 1 down. Joe is 3 for 4. There's been plenty of base hits in this game. Just not a lot of runs. 5-9. Uh-oh. This could be the insurance. Home run 1 to 8, double 9 to 20. That's a 5. Jackson gets a hold of this one off of Oakley. He drives it over the fence, a 3-run homer. And boy, does that take the wind out of your sails if you're a Tigers fan. Cobb watches it go and throws his cap in disgust. A 3-run homer by Shoeless Joe, and they get those 3 runs right back off Oakley. It is 8-3. Well, Jackson rounds the bases, and here's Felsch. Felsh is 0 for 4 today. This pitch from Okri, a 1-9. Triple 1 to 16. This one, that's cocked, so we'll re-roll it. But that's going to bounce into the corner against the wall and get past Veach. Around second is Felsh. He's on his way to third, and he's in there. Ball go far, indeed. So a homer and a triple. Okri really living up to his relief advanced billing. 1 and 2, a 5.27 in just 41 innings, and he's their number one reliever, guys. Don't take the starters out. That's the new rule. And here's Buck Weaver. Weaver's 1 for 3 with a walk. He drove in a run his last time up. How about a 2-6? A base hit. He takes the easy RBI and knocks in Felsh, and now it's 9-3. And boy, oh boy, they won't bother to hold him. He's a big. He can steal if he wants to. Still 1 out. My wife's having fun over there. I don't know what she's doing. There's a strikeout, a Leibold.
Give me kisses.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
My dog's licking her on the face. Little kissies. So 2 down, and here's McMullen. Fred's 0 for 3. Evening, Kev. I'm planning to continue the 86 Stratomatic Super Advanced replay. Have a great weekend. Kevin, I don't know. I'm all over the place, man. I really am. I'm going on vacation to Tennessee in a week. I'm not going to bring any baseball with me. I'm going to bring a baseball book to read, along with a couple of fiction novels. I'm going to hang out with my friends and have a good time. Did I roll for McMullen? I think I did. And when I come back, I'm going to make sure I figure out what I'm doing on the channel, okay? I'm definitely sticking with my 73 replay and payoff pitch. I'm probably going to do a strat replay. It might be this one, if I like how it scores in Digital to Diamond over the next few days. 86 is in the closet. I still have the stat sheets. I'm behind on keeping the stats, which is what usually derails replays for me. Maybe I'll feel like entering some of that into a scorekeeping app. I don't know. I don't have a good answer for you. I wish I did. I missed that replay. I was having a lot of fun with it. So we'll see. Thanks for asking. I appreciate the interest. I really do, Kevin. Projectitis. You guys ever heard the term projectitis? I coined the phrase on the StratFan forums a couple of years ago, and it's one of the most popular threads because everybody suffers from the goddamn thing. It's just when you have too many projects you want to play and you can't stick to one. I don't have a whole lot of ADHD in my life. I finish books. I write books. I've written 3 novels and 9 short story collections. I've done a whole bunch of different things in my life. I can complete things when I want to, except for damn tabletop baseball projects. So I don't know. I'd like to say I'm going to get it straightened out after vacay. I'm going to stick to 1 or 2. But I like variety too, so it's tough. And this is what I do for a hobby. So, yeah, it does make it tough to stick with a replay, season, game, whatever, and stick it through. It's a long thing to do a full season replay. And when you get bored, you just want to do something else. So, it's not even that you're bored. You just get excited about something else. It's like I'm enjoying the replay. We're cruising along. This is cool. It's one of the reasons Digital Diamond has kept me engaged in 1973. Because I can see the stats day to day. I can see what's happening. I don't have to sit there and score every game for 10 or 15 minutes after each game. So I have to think about all this while I'm on vacation. And it's probably really good for me to take a break from baseball. I'd like to have 2, maybe 3 going at the same time. And I'd actually like to figure out how to schedule them. So I know what I'm playing on what night, what I'm streaming on what night. So that's the honest truth. But Leibold strikes out. There's 4 runs in here against Okri. So it's turned out to be a terrible decision to take the pitcher out, although it did lead to runs for Detroit, which is something they hadn't had. So tough calls, man. Here's McMullen. He's 0 for 3. Oh, that was his roll, actually. Oh, I have no idea what I rolled. I definitely moved those dice. So let's re-roll them. I'm not going replay stuff. 6-8. Pops it up on the infield. Over by first. Heilman, the first base 5, has it. Oops, that's actually a 4-run inning, pardon me. And it is 9-3 as we head to the 9th. And Faber's thinking complete game, obviously. Everybody should be thinking complete game all the time. Here's Pinelli. Dave's 0 for 3. It's a 4-10. Ground ball down to third. He's a 6. On the X chance. The third baseman is Weaver. He's a 3. And he's out 5-3. Pinelli retired, and I think we'll get the first at bat for Oscar Stanek, who came in for a defensive replacement in the bottom of the 7th. So here's Oscar. Thanks. Appreciate that, Kevin. 6-10. Digital Diamond is great. That's a pop-up on the infield. It's going to be the second out as it settles into the glove of the very busy McMullen today. I think of all the interesting things that have happened today, we have to see how many plays McMullen's been involved in. It feels like a lot. But he's the shortstop. I guess that's normal. And here's Bush. He's got 3 hits on the day. See if he can make it 4. It's 5-3. Fly ball left field X. He's got a chance. Well, Jackson's a 1, so the chance is pretty small. In fact, he can't get a hit off of him. He can only get an error, and the 11's not it. That'll end the game. Jackson makes the catch. Bush is retired, and Detroit falls on opening day by a score of 9-3. Faber gets a complete game victory. And Ehmke will take the loss, despite Oakrey giving up all those runs in the inning. So that's where we're at. It's Strat. It's Friday night. It's getting late for me. It's a little after 9. I go to bed early. Not on Fridays, but this is be winding down in the next hour. So, guys, thanks for hanging out. I really appreciate talking. It's more of a hangout tonight than anything. So thanks for tuning in. I know the various projects have been difficult to follow. I'm going to try to get it organized so we get consistent on the channel. I really like the idea of doing an out-of-town scoreboard, so I fill you in on the games I played while I was off-stream. So we'll see how it all goes. But I'm going to plug the score sheet into Digital Diamond while it's fresh in my mind, and we will go from there. And I'll do some streaming this weekend. I want to do an unboxing on my latest acquisition, and we'll have some fun. So thanks for hanging out. My name is Joe. Don't forget to hit the like button, and I appreciate if you follow if you like the content. See you tomorrow. Good night.